Hello everyone, welcome to the Santa Ana Industrial Lead layout update. Figured I'd give you guys another update on what's the expansion construction that I've been doing. It's been maybe 2 weeks since I posted a video, so I figured I would show you some progress and then some of the items I've picked up recently for the layout or for so why don't we begin by walking through the layout. As you can see here, I've got some of the backdrops up, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So also have the tabletops in everywhere except this little spot here I have to fill in still, and it's right where this cord goes up that I kind of need, so I'll have to just cut a slot out or something. So we'll work our way down past the yard here to the bridge over the I-5. So as you can see, I cut out a 1/2 inch birch plywood, the 31.5 inch radius curved piece. I have to trim it down to size, and then figure out how I'm going to do the bridge piers. As you can see there, they're very large. Thinking this 2x4 or like a 2x4 for each one, because it's kind of rectangular-ish. I do have to put some foam down and put the road on because this is too deep. It's supposed to be about 30 foot, I think, and I have it right now, it's a little over 40. So I think 2 inches of foam will suffice, and then place the road on that. And so here's the highway lines. Here's one. And then it's going to span all the way over here, basically like right through there. And then all back here will be kind of the hill. Oops. As you can see there, the hill up there, and it goes on past here to this. This is the Santa Ana Street Bridge, which is where the street running actually is over here, but there's a bridge back here that crosses the I-5 too, so it's kind of going to be a background bridge. And here's where the foam, so it's right now I have it where this meets right at foam level, 2 inches, and then this is just a scrap piece of foam for now. So this will be the street running area, and I wanted to show you one thing I got here first. So I picked up a wigwag signal for Santa Ana Street here. It's actually on one of the cross streets on the street running. I think it was the last wigwag either in the US or in California, I'm not sure. But I had a discussion with someone on one of my videos a couple of videos ago about this would be a good thing to have on a layout. And I looked on Google Maps, and they've taken it down now, but it actually was here as late as 2019. So I figured, since I have a chance to put something historical on this layout, I don't know of anyone that's modeled this same area, so I went ahead and picked up one of these bigwags. It probably won't operate. Maybe I could get lights to work. We'll see. But for now, at least I'll plan that cross street somewhere down here with the wigwag. All right, so this is the turn after the street running. Not much here. International paper will be here. And as you can see, I've actually loosely drew the track plan on the plywood, just to make sure that before I laid the foam down permanently, that everything will fit, especially the turns and the turnbacks, because once you get the foam glued on, it's difficult. It's a little more difficult to change the framework, but everything fit. She thought I had a little extra room, but it turns out I don't have much extra. So here's this will be Ball Street crossing, where so the train will come and it'll have to cross or leave some of its cars behind to back into International Paper there. Just kind of an operational thing it'll have to do. Let's move on up here. This is where the plastics transload, and also like kind of a mini yard to leave empties while they work on the rest of their jobs. I noticed that sometimes they'll leave the international paper empties here because they get 5 in, 5 out every time, and continue on and do the rest of their local, and then come back on the way back and pick up the empties with some of these plastic empties. So I have some just mocked up track, and right here is Crenshaw lumber, where it'll be. Just put a lumber car there. This last spot I'll have a dock to unload box cars or center beams, and then there's 2 other spots here. And then, so I got these Atlas plastics hoppers some time ago, maybe a few months. Never opened them until the other day when I wanted just to mock this up, and these are fantastic models, just super detailed. I was impressed. So I think I picked up 3 or 4 of them, but they're sharp. And then I just have that truck there kind of mocking. It's not the correct truck, but that's where the trucks would. There's a kind of a service road all the way up where these plastics trucks would come in and unload the hoppers. And that's just my old building from the other side of the layout I put here. So this area is just a bunch of kind of old warehouse tip-ups with all graffiti, so I'll have that replicated. Let me move up here. This is where the line crosses the is it metro, or so I'll have that modeled here as well, where it crosses the passenger line, two tracks here. And so this is the backdrop that I just got up. Oops, just got this up yesterday, most of this half at least. I'm going to show you a little bit on the other side of it, how I do it, because I don't think there's many people that show how to do backdrops on islands, so I kind of figured it out myself. So let's go to the other side. So here's the big, this 24-inch radius turn around, kind of turns back on itself. This last piece of backdrop I haven't screwed it down. I actually have to trim it up to fit a little bit. But so right here is where Ganal lumber will be, basically in this middle section. They're a little bit bigger of a dealer, really big dealer in Southern Cal than the Crenshaw one. But so it'll be right here. It's just one track coming straight through up here with all kinds of stuff on both sides. And then the main curves here, it goes behind what this will be here, which is going to be the ice cream / cold storage mega facility that is made up. It's a fictional facility, although there is a facility right here by Ganal. It's just not the same. So I figured I would have a different facility, which I think I talked about in one of my videos. But so that's going to be this whole area here. It's going to be at least two big buildings with cold storage cars, reefer cars, box cars for paper products, tank cars, and then I think sugar hoppers I can put in there, so I can use basically any type of rolling stock in there. So that's almost going to be a switch job by itself, I believe. And then I just wanted to show here the backdrop. Hang on a second. So on a tabletop layout, I think the backdrop on an island portion or peninsula like this is a little tougher to kind of set up than, say, L-girder benchwork, because the L-girders you can kind of just go right through and attach this, studs or whatever down below level for your backdrop. Well, with the tabletop, you kind of have to attach it to the tabletop, really, to be able to have some kind of divider. So as you can see, I just got some of these 1.5-inch brackets from Home Depot. And then I used basically 2x2s for most of the, every, 18 inches. I think I got a total of 3 per 4-foot section, which with two sections sharing, like this one has two pieces sharing this board. You just have to be careful where you when you screw it in because there's not a lot of room. But on this curved section, I was putting it up and it just didn't feel sturdy enough. So I cut some scrap 2x4 for both sides of the curve, as you can see there, to here. And it's really sturdy now, and I got 4 brackets, 2 on each side. So all these brackets will be covered up by the foam because the foam's about 2 inches. So it'll all be hidden. And this piece, and then I got it down here, kind of bending itself, is already pre-curved with all these lines. So it's called Bendy MDF. I found, I think it's from Rockler. It's another, I think Marty McGurk has a blog and he talked about it. So I picked up a couple pieces and I'm going to use some of it for the fascia too. But it bends real easy, much easier than even the thin 1/8 MDF. So the other piece will go here, and then I have to put the MDF or the rest of the boards up. Probably tomorrow. This is pretty easy once all the posts are up. And then here's just this will be the strawberry field kind of exit of the whole layout to the continuous running through over there. So here's some items I picked up. I just kind of laid them out. So I got some of these like high cube paper Walther's cars. I'm mainly looking for these IBT ones, but I saw some of these on eBay and they weren't very expensive. You got to put these, they'll come with the grab irons you got to glue on the detail parts, so still have to do that. And then with the order of the wigwag, I also been looking for something to make this ice cream / facility where it's based on an old building and they're kind of rebuilding it, making a new building. So I saw this, which is it's like a fruit shed. And I know they're very common back in the day in Southern Cal, all over California really. So I'm thinking I'm going to see how it is, but I think I'm going to incorporate this structure into the old portion of this facility where they kind of took over this fruit shed and turned it into kind of the ice cream plant / cold storage facility. But this is still standing, so I'll figure out how to incorporate that. And then I also picked up some of these Bullfrog switch controllers, or switch machines, I guess. They're manual. And what I wanted to do was the 5 industry turnouts, which would be the paper, lumber, Ganal lumber, this one, and then the other, my old lumber facility, would have these manual switch controls. So you would actually do the controlling from the, you connect it up underneath and you switch it. And all the rest of the switches, turnouts would just be you flip them with your hand or whatever, like all the yard ones and everything. But I thought it would be neat to have some of these kind of manual switches. And then I knew when I did this expansion, I was going to have to do something about, because I just have the basic NC Pro or Power Cab, and I wanted to go wireless. I want to go wireless for sure, but so I think I'm going to get the Iowa Scaled Engineering Proto Throttle, but I'm not sure when. And I'll probably I think I'm going to need more power for this layout, and I want to split it up into sections. So I got this SP5 booster and then some panels to spread around the layout. And then I can also have a test track over here. I didn't show this last time, but here I want to show this. This IKEA piece here I'm going to try to use that as my workbench. So let me pause it here. So yeah, I just flipped this. You flip this piece up and then pull the leg out and it becomes a desk, which is pretty cool. And I wanted to see if I could use this for my workbench, but I'll probably have to sit off to the side here. At the very least, I could put a test track right there and do local programming and stuff like that at the very least, and do other work here on this workbench if I can't stomach it for like my weathering spot. So we'll see. So yeah, let's see if I put this down here. That's it. All right, so the next part is to, next plans for this, is to do all this, the rest of the backdrop tomorrow, which will be real easy. And then start laying foam everywhere, which I wouldn't say is easy, but it's kind of easy, except you got to cut all the pieces to shape. It's kind of messy. Glue it all down. And then also see about shaping this area here, or this bridge, and then the big bridge down there, shaping the foam. And then from there I could draw the layout on the foam and start laying track, road bed. Oh, and shape. There's some areas I want to try to put some terrain. I know this is a pretty flat area, but I didn't do it at all on the first half of the layout, but I would like to do something. I mean, maybe some ditches, or I don't know, just a little something that it's not totally flat. I mean, even here, maybe a little bit of contouring, something. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I just wanted, like I said, give you guys an update, and I'll probably come back with another video in a couple weeks. Also, make sure you're checking out my community tab. I do post a lot of pictures there of progress. So pretty much every night or every couple nights, I'll post a couple pictures just to show you where I'm at. So thanks a lot. See you next time.